but we're gonna get started here any minute, okay?
Now we have more cameras.
And then afterwards we can do some family powwow. So yeah, so check in. Oh my goodness! I'm gonna say, do my greetings here. If, hey mommy, you want to say hi to Dana?
Mama and Joey.
And here's Frank. Yeah, I see people coming in now. That's amazing. All right, I'll be right back. This is Simone. Oh my goodness.
Love you.
Love you too.
And Dorothy.
Amazing. Look at you, so little. How did you get so little? It's your face.
Thank you.
Right? Oh. Thank you. This is my dear friend.
It was hard for me to tell because the screen is small. I sit over here.
This is my,
Then I can get my head down so you don't see my
I love
David, how are you doing? Thank you for your help.
Good. Lori and Joey and Mama.
Yeah, I
Everybody's
spoke
gonna
to Zoom in.
sign in.
I know I spoke to Joey, he was having trouble, so I spoke to him and he's getting he should be getting on board. Who's that in the lower screen? Who's that in the whole lower screen?
So nobody's saying that the...
It is? No. Is that Frank?
That's the only one I know of.
That's right.
So this is we're gonna that's the only one I know of her.
Hi, Not Roberta, because you're short hair, you know? Look like her a little bit.
Hi, yes, ma'am, here, can you guys hear me?
Oh, that is for Frankie. I told you. I recognize the voice more than I did the face because it's shadowed. Oh, this is a mask.
Go back and forth, okay, guys?
Okay.
Alright, so I'm just gonna mute, but I'll be here.
Good to see you, honey.
Love you guys.
It is little Frankie.
Yep. Hi.
I can't see your face.
Oh, there we go.
I know, that's why I sat down here. Here, sit down. Sit down and say hi. This is Simon.
This is my cousin, dear love, Osma. My best friend.
We have a big wooden one, I'd like to probably transfer it. I'm not sure it has to go inside.
Okay.
Hardware on the outside, I guess it's in there.
Yeah.
We transferred it to that.
It's getting hot out there, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, yeah, that's been a high school. Yeah, me too. Yeah, yeah. Well, and we had, I think John got it on plastics.com. Like we had to dig it up because he actually goes to the yeah, go on these weird. That's not things that we had to keep cut himself and it would be true. Remember that? I'm not there. I know you guys like that.
You know, plans is gonna do like two.
You have to sleep. You have to sleep. You can't sleep. Yeah. It's so hard. There's a slight delay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, looks like we're ready to get started and just walk down. I don't know. Hi.
Do you want to do some of that? It's still here as well. It's only up to you.
Check. You know, just so that we make sure that we're picking it up online.
Hey guys online, is that actually better audio for you? Yeah, if that's a resounding yes. Oh my goodness, hi Mayo, it's so good to see you. Sandy, Annette, oh my goodness, everybody, thank you so much for being here. We're going to get started in just a second, so we will use the breakfast because it's better for them. And is Kelso, did you say he's going to come right back? Or? Oh, hey, I just want to make sure we're recording the Zoom meeting. And should we wait for Kelso or no? All right, guys, I'm going to mute you all so that we don't get feedback.
Before we get started, if you do have your cell phone with you, if you put it on silent or vibrate, just so we have no interruptions. And I am going to speak without my mask, if that's all right with everybody.
Okay. Okay.
You guys get to see my eyebrows, my bad eyebrows.
Don't blame me, I'm having a hard time.
I steam up my glasses.
Yeah.
All right. I think we can get started. Do you want to go ahead and start filling in the maybe? I think the social distance is the goal, but we can take items show up. We've got exactly the right amount of seats, so we just need to just move on. Trina, will you go ahead and move up front so that when Gwen and Dylan, you guys okay?
Okay.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Just want to make sure we've got enough. Can everybody hear us over there? Just a thumbs up? Yeah? Great. Dinah, can you hear us? Great. Ayarshia, great. All right, we're going to get started. Thank you again for being here.
Good morning, and thank you all for being here. My name is Andrea, and I'm a celebrant. Today we are here to remember, appreciate, and celebrate the life of Saeed Khan. He was born Saeed Ahmed Khan, but being an actor, he chose a stage name Baston Clay Khan. The family lovingly continued to call him Saeed. Saeed had such an incredible spirit that carried him throughout his life. Sajid. I apologize.
It's okay.
Spirit that carried him throughout his life. His life was not always easy. His impressive intelligence, creativity, lived an authentic life. On behalf of his family, I want to extend their gratitude to all of you for being here today. He is. I do have a first poem titled Life Cut Short. Do not judge a biography by its length, nor by the number of pages in it. Judge it by the richness of its contents. Sometimes those unfinished are among the most poignant. Do not judge a song by its duration, nor by the number of its notes. Judge it by the way it touches and lifts the soul. Sometimes those unfinished are among the most beautiful. And when something has enriched your life, and when its melody lingers on in your heart, is it unfinished or is it endless? We must address the fact that Sajid was taken from this earth way too soon. He passed away on April 5th. He was only 49 years old. This was way too early to lose such a joyful, selfless spirit. His potential was so immense, and he had so much more to offer the world if he had only been given the chance. Sajid was diagnosed as schizophrenic in his late teens, and not so long ago learned he had Parkinson's disease. He was truly tested during his time here on earth. His family was also tested. They all stepped up and cared for their son and brother the best way possible. It is at these times that family and friends really need to come together in their grief, hold each other up, and begin the healing process. In grief, we learn to cherish what is profoundly important. Sajid was born on September 16, 1970, in Chicago to his parents Dorothy and Muhammad Shamsuddin Khan. He grew up in Burbank with his siblings. Over his lifetime, he resided in Burbank, Hollywood, Malibu, and Palmdale. Throughout his childhood, Sajid demonstrated a special talent in comedy and acting. He would perform comedy skits, dance, and made-up songs that made the whole family laugh. He successfully got through elementary school. In the summers, he took classes he was interested in, including acting, advertising, and gymnastics. In junior high, he joined the orchestra and learned to play the cello, and he performed beautifully. He was so creative and drawn to the arts. He attended Burbank High School. The orchestra begged him to join the program on cello. Sajid chose to follow his heart and he joined the theater. He loved acting. High school was a challenging time. This is when he was diagnosed. He did receive his diploma, passing the GED. Early on, he worked odd jobs, including telemarketing, but his main goal was to pursue acting. He worked as an actor in Chicago. He was so proud to be able to get tickets to the Tonight Show for the whole family to see Jay Leno filling in for Johnny Carson, as well as the opportunity to see Ed McMahon and Doc Severinsen. The best way to describe Sajid is he was a giver. He adored his family and would sacrifice what little he had for them. He was always thoughtful of other people, even through his illness. His concerns were about the well-being of his family as much as his ability to understand what was happening to him personally. He was a very compassionate man. When he was out for dinner with his loved ones, he took the leftovers and gave them to those less fortunate. Also, whenever he was asked, he would give away his last dollar. He knew how hard it could be. Sajid was clever, creative, humorous, spiritual, and the love of family defined who he was. He succeeded in life due to his humility, intelligence, and generosity. I do want to share a reading titled Glorious Prince. O glorious Prince St. Michael, chief and commander of the heavenly hosts, guardian of souls, vanquisher of rebel spirits, servant in the house of the divine King, and our admirable conductor, you who shine with excellence and superhuman virtue deliver us from all evil, who turn to you with confidence, enable us by your gracious protection to serve God more and more faithfully every day. Amen. Sajid's passions and interests were pure and well-defined. He had such a strong faith. He felt close to God, and he studied every religion and the occult early in search of answers. Ultimately, he was drawn to Christianity and found peace in the Psalms, scriptures, and angels. He understood that angels are messengers, and he did identify with Archangel Michael. He was an artist from an early age. His creativity was demonstrated through his love for fashion and his impressive fashion sense, his involvement in drama and theater, and his passion for music. He was interested in fashion and really understood the aesthetics, trends, and historical references. He even treated his sister Shireen to amazing makeovers. He was an actor in his young life and had an immense appreciation for playwrights including Tennessee Williams and the more avant-garde playwright Eugene Ionescu, who created The Chairs, an absurdist tragic farce. His love of music was huge. He did not just listen to the latest hits. He felt and experienced music and would see spiritual messages even in popular music. Some of his favorite artists included Duran Duran, The Smiths, Susie and me, but his relationship with food was interesting and was dictated by his illness. He had strict rules: no beef or chicken, but lamb and turkey were okay. He loved milk and would drink almost a gallon a day. He also had strong opinions about curry. He believed Indian and Thai curries were good for you, but Japanese curry was not healthy. He did have a sense of humor, which was on an intellectual level. He was drawn to absurdist humor and sarcasm. He loved Monty Python, the Beatles' Magic Mystery Tour movie, and the classic TV show Bewitched. Finally, family was his #1 priority. He was a son, brother, cousin, uncle, and friend. The Khan family has strong bonds, and they care about one another. Sajid was close to his parents and siblings throughout his life. His nephew, Robert, shared how much he appreciated the fact Sajid always treated him as an equal, Even when Robert was just 4, Sajid would talk to him like an adult. He would ask him questions about the world, share sage advice, and Robert always felt respected by his uncle. We need to acknowledge how amazing Sajid's family is. They all were there for him through life's ups and downs. More recently, Sajid and his mother did live together and really had the opportunity to bond, share the quiet moments of life, and they always enjoyed a morning cup of coffee together. Sajid is survived by many loving family and friends, including his mother, Dorothy, his siblings, Serena, Jahan, and Shireen, and his nephew, Robert. He is predeceased by his father, Muhammad Shamsuddin Khan. At this time,
Y'all know me, but in case we have some relatives on Zoom who haven't seen me for a few ages, I am Shireen, Sajid's sister. First of all, on behalf of my mother, sister, brother, nephew, and myself, I want to express our enormous gratitude for your presence here today, whether in person, on Zoom, or even while watching the recorded playback at home at a later time. Your witnessing of this moment as we memorialize Sajid's singularly beautiful life is deeply meaningful to us. And of course, a heartfelt thank you to Andrea, our celebrant, for so beautifully encapsulating Sajid's essence and influence in her wonderfully written eulogy and words of support for our family. The most important thing to me that you take away from this service is that Sajid's life was, while challenged, not unfortunate. Again, his family was the most important thing to him, and he was loved and cared for wholly by all of us, especially through the dedication who became his conservator as an adult. And when he had real impact and influence, as the people who got to meet him were ever impressed upon, in some magically positive way. Those whom he reached with his wisdoms and whimsy, his gentle heart and generosity of spirit, have expressed the impact to us over the last few months even. This is his legacy, and I am proud to report it. To me, this topic is vast, and indeed, this is the most difficult thing I've had to write and speak about, not only for the concentrated gut-level sadness of it, but also the reductive nature of summing up such a massive supernova of brilliant energy into a few paragraphs. So I want to talk about one of the ways Sajid radiated in a lasting way, in life and from here forward. In 1980s Burbank, Sajid influenced a generation of neighborhood kids through his love of music. And look, I'm aware that 1980s pop music fandom is not that extraordinary. Like, of course, most music was trailblazing and incredible. But here it's less about the songs and more about how Sajid used them as a conduit between the chaotic space in his head exploding at insanity's raging pace with information and thoughtfulness. They were access points for communication. They were like a mental mixtape for the ton of ideas he was crushing on. It's no wonder that the music he was drawn to was full of extremities. The sweeping dramatic drama of Duran Duran, the absurd dance party of the B-52s, the wave swag and superior chill of Prince and the Revolution, the kaleidoscopic mind bend of the 1960s psychedelic movement, and so on. I believe some of the reason that he loved it so devoutly was that this music was pitched at a frequency that well matched his own unique mind was tuned to. What his own unique mind was tuned to. His level of excitement told us he found a home with it, an identity, and he truly was at his happiest when he could share that with someone and he could see that they got it too. But once he got you listening, the conversation had only begun. Next, he would begin to unravel the symbols hidden in the music, lyrics, album art. He'd make revelations with an air of sophistication. The lyrics of Duran Duran's New Religion is a conversation between the ego and the id. I kept looking at the numbers on Arcadia's single for The Flame, and it was like, that's a code, and so I figured it out, you know. It says, step into my flame. Paisley Park is Prince's recording studio, but it's also a highly exalted utopian concept. I thought Mike Muir was just a stupid skater punk, but all I wanted was Pepsi. She wouldn't give it to me. It's exactly what it feels like. Thus were the beginnings of dialogues that would cause me, Jahan, whomever it was he was speaking to understand the music better, understand the possible intentions of the artist better, understanding how they were attempting to interpret the world or create their own, and so on, and thusly, understanding that your reality is what you make of it. He did indeed crack the code. So what's really very important to me is that everyone know this legacy. He may not have had material wealth or left his mark on known enterprise, but in every person who crossed his path, his extraordinary nature left a positive impression that heightened wonder, enthusiasm, expansion, and encouraged us all to see things, situations, and topics for their many facets, frequently and thoroughly, so that we may discover their darkness, light, and the spectrum in between. And in this way, I believe he taught me the meaning of life. I was going to put together a mashup mix of some of the songs he loved and make you all sit here and listen to them, but instead I'm going to create a link to a playlist for everyone to listen to in their own time. You'll indulge me in the moment. That describes Sajid Tzedek, really, who was regarded by society with pity and derision or ignored altogether, as he's from a slightly higher perspective, digesting it, turning it over, ruminating. Was the Bluetooth? We may not get to do it, but we'll see. Please stand up. Nessa here, we don't have Wi-Fi all of a sudden, but we do. Somehow can't get to. Well, you know what we'll do? What we'll do is we'll continue on with the celebrant as I figure this out, and we'll play it at the end.
Sajid is a divine soul who inspired and impacted so many people over his lifetime. He created an impressive life focusing on creativity, family, generosity, kindness, and love. Today we are celebrating his life and the inspiring example he leaves for his family and friends of how to live a true and honest life. He will truly be missed. His kind heart has left a meaningful mark on this world. Today we are here to honor his memory, thank him for his compassion, and to say goodbye. I do have a final poem titled, When Giving All We Have. One river gives its journey to the next. We give because someone gave to us. We give because nobody gave to us. We give because giving has changed us. We give because giving could have changed us. We have been better for it. We have been wounded by it. Giving has many faces. It's loud and quiet, big though small, diamond and wood nails. Its story is old, the plot worn and the pages too, but we read this book anyway over and again. Giving is first in every time, hand in hand, mine to yours, yours to mine. You gave me blue and I gave you yellow. Together we are simply green. You gave me what you did not have, and I gave you what I had to give. Together we made something greater from the difference. I would like to share a final psalm, Psalm 19. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Day after day they pour forth speech. Night after night they reveal knowledge. They have no speech to all the earth. Their words to the ends of the world. Out of his chamber, like a champion rejoicing to run his course. It rises at one end of the heavens and makes its circuit to the other. Nothing is deprived of its warmth. The law of the Lord is perfect, refreshing the soul. The statutes of the Lord are trustworthy, making wise the simple. The precepts of the Lord are right, giving joy to the heart. The commands of the Lord are radiant, all of them are righteous. They are more precious than gold, than much pure gold. They are sweeter than honey from the honeycomb. By them your servant is warned, and keeping them there is great reward. But who can discern their own errors? Forgive my hidden faults. Give your servant also from willful sins. May they not rule over me. Then I will be blameless, innocent of great transgressions. May these words of my mouth and this meditation of my heart be pleasing in your sight, Lord, my rock and my redeemer. We gather together today to commit Sajid to his final resting place. We gather to comfort each other in our grief and to honor the life he led, a life that was full of hope, happiness, laughter, and love through good times as well as in bad. This is the way we will always remember him, that he lived his life as an example to each and every person he met, that love is an action, not just a feeling, and the practice of giving of ourselves is the truest way to honor God. Sajid, as we honor your memory and the love you leave behind, we offer your spirit this traditional blessing. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and the rains fall soft upon your fields. Until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Sajid has gone before you. You will see him again, so you must have faith. He will wait for a time when you can all soar together again. Until then, live your life to the fullest. When you need him, just whisper his name in your heart. He will be there. On behalf of Sajid's family, I want to thank everyone that has traveled from near and far and that is on Zoom with us. And to share this important day, because this is an important day. He's such an inspiration. And life was not always easy, but he did an amazing job. So again, I want to thank you all for being here. And this does conclude our service. And we'll share a song now.
Thank you again, everybody. We love you. If you want, I have some milk and sweets here, some of Sajid's favorite stuff. So, as we wish you a wonderful day, I hope you enjoy that with us. Thanks again.